first down for the Invaders.
Yep.
Pass complete, gain of 1.
There you go, Constant.
Johnson's pass complete to 12 of the Invaders. That's a gain to the 43-yard line. First down, Invaders.
And we're back. Data issues this time, right, buddy?
Something.
So what you missed was a first down run by Johnson, followed up by a encroachment on the defense. And then a pass out to Constant Jackson for a first down, and the Invaders are inside Pioneer territory. Pass intended for Constant Jackson, stumbled as he's trying to make the catch. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Starting the second half trailing 28-7. Couple injury updates from the first half. I believe that Levi Romich has just a strained muscle in his shoulder, so he's out for the rest of today. Dante Starr has a hamstring injury, and so he is out for the rest of the day. And then Landon Moline's got a dislocated shoulder. Johnson throwing it out deep for Quan Priestley. Caught, diving catch at the 10-yard line. Oh, my goodness. Ruled incomplete by the referee along the sideline. Looked like a good catch to me. So it looked like from here in the booth, Quan Priestley caught that. Came down with the ball, but they marked him out of bounds. And so that brings up 3rd and 10 after what appeared to be a 33-yard gain for the Invaders, all for naught. So 3rd and 10, Johnson back to pass again. Play is whistled dead. Timeout by St. Paul. So they use their first timeout of the half here in the third quarter. So they have 2 timeouts remaining. Taking a timeout with 12:37 remaining in the third quarter. Excuse me. Good one, huh?
Are you looking to get your business noticed?
So the Fargo Invaders trying to get something going on this opening drive of the second half. Halftime stats heavily in favor of the St. Paul Pioneers, who had about as good as possible second quarters you could have, scoring 28 unanswered points. Led by Cleveland McCoy's passing, and then the running game got going. So the Pioneers have 123 yards on the ground today, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and 1 through the air.
Hey, Chris, pan to the storm clouds real quick after the next play, just so we can see.
We do have a bit of weather moving into the Fargo-Moorhead area, although it is still to the north of us. There is obviously a chance that if there is any lightning in the nearby area that we would have to be in a lightning delay. Pass out to Constant Jackson is unable to get there. Encroachment on the defense once again. That'll be 5 yards. Brings up 3rd and 5 now. Bit of an odd-looking start to that play. It didn't seem like anybody, both offense or defense, was really sure that play was actually going to go. So they called encroachment on the defense. That'll be 5 yards for the Invaders. 3rd and 5. How was the food truck tonight, Franco?
I'm really enjoying it. I've got about half my mac and cheese chili hot dog thing
is
with bacon.
Quite the dish.
It is not
for the faint of heart.
It's not for the faint of heart or for my diet.
Is it you say a mac and cheese chili dog?
There's chili and mac and cheese and bacon and a hot dog and a bun.
Oh, that's the way to do a hot dog.
It's fantastic.
Johnson looking to pass, got time this time. Rolls out to his right, steps up in the pocket, pump fakes. Now he's going to be taken down for a loss. Johnson holding that left hand. Comes up a bit gimpy after that play. So that'll be 4th down for the Invaders. Looks like Coach has already decided it's time to try and go for it. So a loss of 5 on that play. Brings up 4th and 10 from the 43-yard line of the St. Paul Pioneers. So after our first few positive plays for the Invaders, they're forced in a 4th and long now. Bounty, Priestley, and Irby wide to the right. Nick Jackson wide left. Johnson takes the snap, has to run up the middle. Takes off, gets past his man, still going down the sideline, going to run out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
There we go.
Nice job by Javante Johnson there. A 4th down conversion desperately needed by the Invaders. Was able to step up in the pocket, avoid pressure, get down the field, and get out of bounds for a 1st down inside the 20 all the way to the 17-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Invaders into the red zone with 11 minutes and counting on the clock. Invaders trying to get that momentum back on their side. 4 wide receivers set, 2 on each side. Johnson, delay handoff to C.T. Davis, cuts it to the outside. It's a block. Makes a man miss, gets inside the 10, down to the 8. And that should be about a gain of about 9, so 2nd and short for the Invaders. Trying to get into the end zone and get things going in the right direction here in the second half. Obviously, if the Pioneers can score 4 touchdowns in a quarter, why not the Invaders? A lot of time left in this game. Handoff once again to C.T. Davis, trying to get that 1st down. Unfortunately, he's met there by number 51 and 76, I believe. Tackle by Torrey Wilson and Tyrell Sledge, rather. Brings up 3rd and short. C.T. Davis trying to make a play, trying to get that one bounced to the outside then, too. Was unable to do so. They mark him back down at the 10. So a loss on that play. So it looks like 3rd and 3 for the Invaders. Deep inside Pioneers territory. Fakes the handoff. Johnson nowhere to throw that one. 3 receivers in the area for the Invaders. Unfortunately, not particularly spaced well there. Irby, Jackson, and Jackson. 2 Jacksons. Jackson squared. Brings up another 4th down for the Invaders here. Looks like they're going to bring out the field goal unit, try and get some points on the board here. So 28-7 is your score. 9:47 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Invaders set up for a field goal attempt. Lazan to here, set up at, it looks like they're going to put it down about the 17-yard line, so a 27-yard field goal attempt. Snap, the set, and the kick. It is no good. I'm not sure if anybody got a hand on that one or not, but the try for a field goal goes for naught. And so the score remains 28-7, 9:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Some good things happened on that drive for the Invaders. Unfortunately, they came away with no points. So we'll see what the defense can do after their halftime adjustments. As Cleveland McCoy and the St. Paul Pioneers offense comes back out on the field once again.
Let's hope they can put that second quarter behind them and really make some stops here, make some tackles. I mean, the missed tackles is just really killing us.
Absolutely. A couple of those touchdown runs, there were some missed tackles. So 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Pioneers. McCoy hands it off to Sims, tries to get to the outside, bounces it outside, and gets pushed out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. So a gain of 9 on that play. So 2nd and 1 for the Pioneers. And I would expect the Pioneers starting the second half are going to try and establish that running game again and control the clock and the momentum in this game. So 2nd and 1. McCoy in the backfield with Sims. We'll see if they try and get back to that quick passing game, and they do. McCoy looking to pass, got a man, it's caught, almost breaks the tackle, taken down by Joe Yeagert. That was a completed pass out to Kalkorf. Easy for you to say, Franco.
I didn't say it.
That's what I thought.
Kalkorf?
Kalkorf. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers at their own 40-yard line. Trying to keep that momentum on offense that they had in the second quarter. Handoff up the middle to Sims. Rumbles forward for a gain of about 3.5. When the Invaders have kind of had things set, the running game hasn't been super effective against them, but when it has been, it's been kind of self-inflicted mistakes by the Invaders and missed tackles.
I think that was true for the Sioux City game, too.
2nd and 7. McCoy looking to pass, rolls to his right, looks down the middle, man wide open. Number 82 that time. And that's Cyrus Elliott once again, finding a soft spot in that defense, just waiting for McCoy to roll out, get some time, and get the ball out to him. So another St. Paul Pioneers first down, halfway point of the third quarter. So 1st and 10 inside Invaders territory at the Invaders 42-yard line. McCoy hands it off to Sims, tries to cut back up the middle one more time. Gains about a yard, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Pioneers. So 2nd and 9. St. Paul trying to salt this game away early in the second half, maintain possession of that ball and run that clock down.
Well, they're doing a good job so far.
McCoy under pressure. Felton Somerville almost gets to him, throws a pass out, and his receiver's out of bounds. Coverage by Johnny Ware on that one. Pass was intended for Sky. Bring up 3rd and 9 now for the Pioneers. So 3rd and long for the Pioneers. See if the Invaders defense can put some pressure on McCoy and keep him contained and force them into punt. Fakes the handoff, quarterback run this time, nowhere to go. Taken down right at the line of scrimmage, might have lost a yard. So that brings up 4th down. See Jeremy Gordon still down on the ground, slow to get up. Not sure what happened to Jeremy.
Timeout on the field.
So as we wait to see what's going on with Jeremy, hopefully it's nothing major. Jeremy Gordon, our defensive captain. Looks like they're looking at his knee, unfortunately.
We really have gotten hit with injuries this year. It's been really snake bitten.
Yes, we finally made it through one game last week with no major injuries, although we still had a couple guys get banged up a little bit. And so far today, we've had some injuries as well. And Jeremy is helped off the field by the trainer and Micah Arnold. He's able to put a little bit of weight on that knee, so we'll hope for the best on that injury.
Be nice to get him back.
Mm-hmm. But he's getting some assistance getting off the field, so it's never a good sign, obviously. And like I said, we can only hope that that's a minor injury, and he'll be back in the near future. We'll hold our breath if he's back for today or not. Jeremy's a tough guy, though. I've seen it firsthand. He doesn't miss a lot of games or a lot of time playing, so he'll get checked out by the trainer and see what's going on. Here's the punt. Kind of a weird end-over-end kick. It's kind of going backwards, and it bounces off the defender at the 23-yard line. And they'll mark it down right there at the 23, 24-yard line. They might even give us a good spot and put it at the 25.
First and 10 at the 25 for the Invaders.
So 1st and 10 once again for the Invaders, 75 yards away from a touchdown. Trying to get something going on offense. After that first quarter, the offense has been kind of inconsistent. Last drive, they got down into scoring range. Unfortunately, they weren't able to convert on the field goal. Still not quite clear if it was partially deflected or just a bad kick. 27-yard field goal is definitely within Lausanne's range, that's for sure. So Johnson and the offense back on the field once again. Looking to pass out to his left. Throws it out to Kevin Irby, or excuse me, Nick Jackson had him. He had a step on his man and unfortunately overthrew him. And Nick, in an attempt to try and go get that ball, it looks like he's kind of tweaked that hamstring. So on 2 of our last 3 plays, we've got some injuries that we've got to deal with, and Nick is in some pain with that hamstring injury. And you could tell the way he was running, he pulled up and was not feeling so hot.
So this is not the game that I was expecting. Holy cow.
I was expecting a tough defensive battle between 2 of the top teams in the league, and unfortunately, the Invaders with 7 points are starting to get about as many injuries as they have points for the day. They're up to 5 injuries and 7 points. So as Nick Jackson gets worked on, can we do a quick read or two since we've got a break?
We haven't done Discovery Benefits yet.
Discovery Benefits, award-winning, people-centered. The cornerstone of our business is to provide responsive and flexible administrative services that create value for our clients and their employees. We're a customer-focused organization blending people and technology to provide high-quality customer service and administration. That's Discovery Benefits.
Let's see.
Excuse me. Glacial Peak Cryotherapy. They do cryotherapy. Can you tell me where they're located?
Yeah, let's look them up here.
The one that we still don't have a read for. They're located in Fargo. If you're a weekend warrior, a big-time athlete, or anywhere in between, cryotherapy can help you recover faster from those hard workouts and work or dealing with kids. So Glacial Peak Cryotherapy. Call 701-532-0759 for anything and everything related to cryotherapy. There's the map. It's located off Veterans Boulevard, I believe.
At 32nd Ave South.
Okay, good. So just south of Costco and the new Burger King, etc. Nick Jackson's helped off the field. Looks like it's kind of a significant hamstring injury. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like he'll be back today. So Johnson back once again, 2nd and 10, looking to pass. Swings that ball out too hard intended for Brandon Jones. Pass incomplete. Try to get that pass out there. Give Jones a chance to outrun the defender who was there on the play, Jake Muehlner was there in coverage on Brandon Jones. That brings up 3rd and 10 for the Fargo Invaders. Looked like the Invaders had Josh Gatling out there as a wideout, trying to let him make a play. Quan Priestley checks into the game out at wide receiver for us. Johnson looking to pass. Got plenty of time this time. Throws a pass out to John Bonney. Caught. Should be enough for Fargo Invaders. First down. 11-yard pass and catch from Johnson out to John Bonney. Gets the Invaders a first down. Moves the chains. Another set of downs, trying to make something happen. Don't forget, folks, follow us on social media. Tell him Franco sent you. He likes the attention.
I like a lot of attention.
That's why you're talking so much today, huh?
Cat's got my tongue.
Oh, my gosh. Why is there a cat in the booth?
I don't know.
So 1st and 10 for the Invaders. Bad snap. Johnson picks it up, throws it out there. Throws it short. Johnson looked like it wasn't necessarily a bad snap, but he bobbled it. Had to pick it up off the ground, tried to make something happen, tried to force that one into Constant Jackson. Pass drops incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Oh, well, I'm not connected to the internet either, so I guess I got kicked off of Matt's phone. Oh, that's why. Johnson looking to pass, throws it out. Looking for Kevin Irby. Irby.
I think he was actually looking for Constant.
Was he looking for Constant?
Yeah.
So pass intended for Jackson. Was not aware of what Johnson was trying to do. Pass drops incomplete, brings up 3rd and 10. So 3rd and 10 for the Invaders, trailing 28-7 here in the 3rd quarter at home in Fargo, North Dakota. Their own 36-yard line. Trying to get a score or two this quarter to get back in the game. It's been a struggle ever since the 1st quarter. So 5 wide receivers set this time for the Invaders. Hands it to Brandon Jones, hands it back to Constant Jackson on the reverse, trying to get to the corner. Gets out of bounds, only gains a couple, though, on 3rd down. So reverse gets them 2 yards on that play, brings up 4th and 8, and they'll bring out the punting unit.
Not going to cut it.
No, unfortunately, when the Invaders have played against these top teams in the NFL, the offense has been somewhat inconsistent. They had some issues last weekend against the Med City Freeze, where they got out to a 35-0 lead at halftime. And then the second half, offense was really hit or miss and was unable to get anything going. Once again, some confusion on the special teams unit. Should be set to punt now. Snap to here, gets this one off. Good punt this time. Nice high kick hanging there. Taken at the 16-yard line. Return man breaks a tackle or two and it's taken down at about the 30-31-yard line. That was number 10, Kalkorf again on the return. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. As I struggled with my sore throat. So that's super awesome. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. 3:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter, leading 28-7.
3:50 remaining in the quarter. 1st and 10 at the 38.
Fargo with a number of injuries today and inconsistencies on offense and put them in a hole. As the Pioneers lead 28-7. Handoff to Brazel. Taken down for a minimal gain on that play.
Brazel, the ball carrier for St. Paul, results in no gain. 2nd down.
So 2nd and 10, no gain on that play. 2nd and 10. 28-7 your score here in Fargo. McCoy rolling right. Short pass out to his receiver. Pass caught by Kalkorf. Gains a couple on that play. Brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Always like watching Joey Eggert work.
Kalkorf with his 3rd catch of the day, I believe. Cyrus Elliott's our leading wide receiver as far as reception goes. He's got 5 catches for 43 yards. Sky leads the team in receiving yards, 3 catches for 51 yards. So 3rd and 6 for the Pioneers, looking to pass under pressure. Escapes pressure. Down he goes this time. Nope, they didn't make the tackle. You've got to make the tackle. Another missed tackle, still running. And he steps out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So that brings up 4th down. So he was marked out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds, so it's 4th down. And the Pioneers will bring out the punt unit. 2:03 and counting in the quarter. Fargo's still looking to try and get back to the end zone for the first time since the 1st quarter. His time is running out in the 3rd quarter. Here's the snap and the kick. Somewhat high. It's going to hit down. Takes a Pioneers roll, and then it stops. Penalty flag down now.
Ball down at the 31.
Looked like something might have happened there with Jacob Husnick and maybe Derek Alexander there. Maybe a late hit or something. I'm not sure what happened. Derek does not seem the least bit pleased with that play. We'll wait and see what the referees say.
I have lots of thoughts, Chase. I'm just not saying anything.
Personal foul on St. Paul. That should be, what, 15 yards then? From the end of the play at the 30-yard line. That'll bring it out to the 45-yard line. Unless it's a 10-yarder, but I think it's 15.
I guess 15.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for the Invaders at their own 45-yard line. Just on the other side of it. You might want to give them credit for the 46, but kind of in the middle between the two. So a minute and a half to go in the 3rd quarter. Fargo trailing 28-7. Johnson is in the backfield with Zenner. Fake the handoff to Zenner. Johnson's got to step up in the pocket, being under pressure, running to his right, gets to the outside, runs out of bounds, gets enough for another Fargo Invaders 1st down. Johnson really forced to show that speed and elusiveness that he has out of the quarterback position. It would be a bit better if there was more points on the board for Fargo, but that's kind of an obvious comment there, I would assume. So Dante Pettis had commented asked if the feed was down, and yes, it was down for a brief moment at the end of the halftime rather than the middle of halftime. It's unfortunate. So 1st and 10 for the Invaders now inside Pioneers territory at the 43-yard line on a run by Javante Johnson. Snap. Has to throw that one out quickly. Nobody's able to turn around and get a chance to make a play on the ball. Thrown out there for Kevin Irby and Cornell King. That time the pressure came and didn't allow Johnson to scramble and make anything happen.
Well, do you want me to forward that to you?
Probably, because that's awfully small. Well, and I can see it now. Which one do you want me to do?
I'm just saying we have them all right there.
Oh, well, yeah. If you could forward that to me, that would probably be helpful, because I don't know why I don't have that.
I just got it.
That's why.
Just now.
Because we just got it. So 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. Handoff up the middle to Zenner, driving hard, pushing the pile forward, still going. Gets close to a 1st down for the Invaders. Nice run by Hayden Zenner there.
You know, and that's what you were talking about in the beginning of the season with him before he got injured, is what we can be looking forward to. I love that football.
Yep.
Let's just go straight up the A-gut or A-hole and just go. The A-hole, I'm just...
Oh, my gosh.
It's been a long game.
Jeez, Franco, keep it clean.
Here, let me forward this and not talk.
You've got a dirty, dirty mouth.
And the sun's out. It's time for an Invaders rally.
Oh, I might help if I do.
You guys are doing good.
Thank you. Franco, you potty mouth.
I am. I'm just bad. You probably need to turn your computer up a little bit.
You think so?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, some of them are quieter.
I think I sent that to you.
That's not true.
See, that's good.
That's a different one. But my cable that goes from my computer into the mixer is...
So meaty.
No, it's not.
No.
Speaking of which, how is your beloved Saquon Barkley's thighs doing?
So meaty.
That's right, they are.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We haven't seen him play a game yet, so we have no idea how he is.
You got a bubble in your throat.
Down and 10 for the Invaders.
Okay, delete that one, delete that one. There it is. That's helpful to have when you want me to do a read, and so that way I have it. So 1st and 10 after that Hayden Zenner run. Johnson looking to throw the ball out, intended for Constant Jackson, caught, touchdown, Fargo, you betcha. Desperately needed there. Johnson connects with Constant Jackson for his 3rd touchdown on the season. Constant able to get his head around, but ball placement by Javonte Johnson was perfect.
Beautiful, beautiful pass.
Jackson just basically had to turn around and put his hands together, and the ball was there. Fargo gets back on the board to cut the lead 28-13 here in the first play of the 4th quarter. Fargo needing more plays like that this quarter to try and come back. Lazan Tahir on the field to attempt the extra point. Snap and the set and the kick is up, and it is good. So 14:54 to go in the 4th quarter. Your score is now St. Paul 28, Fargo 14.
Let me hear ya. We got a game.
So momentum shift there. We'll see if the Fargo Invaders defense can match the big play from the offense there and make something happen themselves. Which email address did you forward that to? The Invaders one?
I don't know.
I'm just trying to see if I can get it on my iPad so I can actually see it bigger. That's what she said.
Where's your
Where's my iPad?
well, your
It's right here.
sound drop for that? That's what she said. Do you have
That's
that?
the one I haven't looked that one up yet.
Oh, he actually sent this to you.
I know, I just didn't have it because my email hadn't checked yet.
I see.
But now I got it twice, so that's even better. And that weather, it's not here causing any rain or lightning delays, but the temperature has now dropped to 78 degrees, Franco. And so it is nice and cool, and it is football weather.
I think it's going to go just to the east of us.
I believe so. You can see the blue to the east there. All right, so I got all the reads now. That's much better. Officials tonight, because now I have the list. Referee David Klunt, umpires Mike Jastram, head linesman Traver Silbernagel, line judge Dylan Dunn, back judge Travis Martin, and scoreboard operators Chris Heiss. Kick by Tahir. It's going to drop inside the 20 and bounce, taken at the 15-yard line by the return man. Gets outside the 20, taken down at the 21, 22-yard line. So, is there a read you want to do?
You tell me.
See, we did that one, that one, that one, that one. Ottertail Mid Dakota Coaches.
There we go.
Ottertail Mid Dakota Coaches Incorporated has been providing quality motor coach and school bus transportation for over 44 years. They can transport your group across town or across the country, meeting the transportation needs for your Fargo Invaders. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers, 14:47 remaining. leading 24-14 over the Fargo Invaders. McCoy, quick pass out to his receiver. A lot of space there for him. Gets a couple yards. Gains about 8 or 9 there. I do see Jeremy Gordon back on the field, which is good to see the big worm back out there. Didn't look particularly good earlier when he went down with that knee injury, but all seems to be well, it appears. Fargo Invaders defense now tasked with getting the ball back and getting it back quickly. McCoy handoff to Sims up the middle. Hit and taken down by Jameis Neal. But that'll be enough for a Pioneers first down. Last weekend we saw, or we didn't see, but the St. Paul Pioneers played 3 different quarterbacks in the game against the Fox Valley Forest. Today, Cleveland McCoy has gone the entire distance of the game, starting and leading this team out to a 28-14 lead right now. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass over the middle, caught. Hit by Joey Eggert and taken down at the 45-yard line. Are they going to mark him for a first down or not?
It's going to be close.
It looked like he was marking him off at the 45, but then the other referee come and spotted, so it's another Pioneers first down. Pass was completed once again to Elliott. He's having a big day today against the Invaders defense.
I know Scott, the icon Helmrest, will be upset. Well, he's not going to get his first marking.
Yeah.
He's looking forward to going out on the field.
Vinny Holmes on the blitz, but they hand it off to Sims. Gets out to the left. Gains about 5 on that play. They sent Holmes on the blitz off the left-hand side, but they ran it to the defense's right. Wasn't able to make a play. So 2nd and 4 for the Invaders. Or excuse me, for the Pioneers. St. Paul putting a drive together. McCoy looking to pass over the middle once again. Another pass to Elliott. He's found that soft spot in the Fargo Invaders defense. A couple plays this drive. Just kind of 10-yard route across the middle. Waits for it. McCoy is able to have enough time to get the ball to him. Invaders offense hoping to get the ball back to get another shot to make something happen. Handoff up the middle to Sims. Breaks the tackle, still going. Loses his helmet, but gets close to a first down. About 8 or 9 yard run.
The gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9 on that play. Second and short for the Pioneers, moving the ball down the field after the Invaders got back on the scoreboard. Handoff up the middle once again, this time Brazel. This time Jameis Neal takes him down to the backfield, so a loss on that play. Brings up 3rd down and short for the Invaders.
Jameis Neal, name we haven't called a lot tonight.
So 3rd and short for the Pioneers. Trying to keep their drive going and continue to run that clock. Handoff to Brazel, up the middle, breaks the tackle, held on by Stephen Othello. Also looked like Felton Somerville on that tackle, but it's enough for another St. Paul Pioneers first down. Clock stops.
Another injured Invader. I'm not sure who that was.
That's Wallow. Cornelius Wallow's down on the play. I think he just needs a moment to gather himself and get back up as his teammates help him up. That's a workout in and of itself, helping Wallow get back up.
Yeah, that's
he's a
sure.
very large man. I'm not sure if Wallow has to come out for a play since they had to stop the clock. Yep, looks that's what the call is. So Wallow will come out for a second. Doesn't look like he's severely injured or anything. So 28-14 is your score. Clock stop with 10:28 remaining. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers.
1st and 10 at the 23.
Ball at the Invaders' 23-yard line. The Invaders' defense is going to have to stiffen up here pretty soon. They're already almost in field goal range. So as the referee is speaking with the Pioneers coach about something, we're not sure. Trying to get things going again here. As it looks like the weather has stayed to the north, and now we can see it from the booth headed east.
1st down. After the meeting, 1st down.
As our PA announcer even notices the meeting with the referee and the coach from St. Paul. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Hand off to Brazel up the middle. Plenty of room there. Gets close to another 1st down. St. Paul really controlling the line of scrimmage. Now with that running game.
2nd and 1 at the 15.
So 2nd and short, less than a yard there for the Pioneers. And my internet signal on my iPad's gone out. So I guess I can't check the scores or the stats on that. McCoy letting the clock run as they get set. Hand off to Brazel in the backfield, nowhere to go. Taken down this time by Tareen Smith and Anthony Antonio. Loss on the play, backs him up to about the 19-yard line. So 3rd and manageable for the Pioneers. Invaders trying to get a stop and get that ball back.
3rd and 6 from the 20.
So I try and bring up statistics. Keep getting kicked off. So 3rd and short. Pioneers content with the running game. Now look to pass, going to throw it out. Intended on the other side of the field. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Miles that time.
So the play is 4th down for the Pioneers.
Miles is able to get his head turned around sooner than Johnny Ware. Try to make a play on that ball. A couple finals from today. The Minneapolis Warriors beat the Fox Valley Force 28-17. And the Sioux City Stampede beat the Hudson Thunderhawks 40-0. And I'm not sure. We might have had a forfeit. It looks like the Rough Riders have received a 2-0 win over the Renegades. So 4th down for the Pioneers. McCoy back to pass. He's got a scramble. Passes it out there. Pass is incomplete. Turnover on downs. So the Invaders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
For your Invaders defense.
One other score in the league today. The Northland Bulls lead the Minnesota Vipers 21-0.
The 1st down and 10 for the Invaders at the 20.
So Sioux City will remain atop the league and in the power rankings after a 40-0 win today in Hudson, Wisconsin. Let's see if we can get our games next week. Minnesota Vipers travel to Granite City, just travel to St. Cloud to take on the Granite City Renegades. St. Paul Pioneers travel to River Falls, Wisconsin to take on the Northland Bulls. And the Minneapolis Warriors travel down to Sioux City, Iowa to take on the Stampede. Invaders travel to La Crosse, Wisconsin to take on the River City Rough Riders. And the Fox Valley Force go to Rochester to take on the Freeze. And I think that's all the games next week. Busy schedule here in the month of June. So 1st and 10 for the Invaders, 8:50 to go in the 4th. Johnson fakes the handoff, fakes the screen, throws that pass out to Constant Jackson. It's behind his man, caught, steps out of bounds. But that's enough for a Fargo Invaders 1st down. The 34-yard line. There's a coach from the St. Paul Pioneers jumping up and down, falling on the ground, claiming that he was out of bounds. But he's marked as a catch and in bounds.
And now he's on field.
And, of course, we've got some discussion between the coaching staff and the referee not agreeing with their call. A lot of the Pioneer players are complaining to the referees. Looks like Tevis Wilson is not particularly fond of that call. So 1st and 10 for the Invaders.
First down and 10 at the 33.
At the 34-yard line of the Pioneers. Invaders looking to try and get into the end zone and make this a game at the end. Johnson looks over the defense. Got time to throw. Throws it out for Constant Jackson again. Almost makes a great one-handed catch. Ball thrown a little bit behind him. Constant still down on the ground for a second. Probably just got the wind knocked out of him, would be my guess. Kind of landed awkwardly. So the clock stops right now with 8:01 remaining in the 4th quarter. Another big play pass attempt intended for Constant Jackson. So the Invaders need to score and score quickly and then stop the Pioneers and try and do it one more time. I'm not sure if they're looking at a quad injury or, like I said, to me, it kind of the way he landed falling backwards, my guess would be is the wind was knocked out of him. So we'll hopefully see Constant pop up here in a second.
Looks like he's okay.
Yes, and he's okay. Constant wants to come out for a play here.
It's been nice to see his burst of speed today.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where you've got to find a way to get him to be able to use that speed in the right situation. And sometimes if he gets the right matchup, you gotta send him deep and hope that you can make something happen. So 2nd and 10 for the Invaders. The 34-yard line of the Pioneers. Johnson, delayed handoff to Zenner. That one did not have any chance of happening. Tried to run that delayed draw play, and that ends up losing 5 yards on the play.
I think he needs to check out of that play.
Yeah, there was too much pressure. I mean, they're trying to.
And they were showing it. They weren't hiding it.
They were trying to catch him off guard and make them kind of rush upfield and forget about the running back. Unfortunately, that did not work against a team like the Pioneers.
I don't know if you noticed, but Josh Gatlin is split out wide right.
Mm-hmm. 3rd and 15. Johnson with some time, throws it out. Pass caught by Cornell King, makes a move, gets to the outside, trying to get enough for a first down. Taken down inside the 30. Nice gain of about 10 or 11 there. But it'll bring up 4th down for the Invaders. I think that's Wilson down on the field. So clock stops for a moment while the Pioneers check on that, check on their player.
Cornell's a scrappy little guy. I like to watch him play too.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a really good group of rookies this year. It's
Absolutely.
unfortunate all these injuries have been popping up.
We need to do a read quick. Fargo Chair Rentals. FargoChairRentals.com can meet your event needs. That's all, folks. From chairs, tables, to even a little extra shade. If you're looking to rent for an event, contact Blake Weedman at FargoChairRentals.com and mention Invader Elite for a discount. That's FargoChairRentals.com. Oh, there's the read for Glacial Peak Cryotherapy. That's nice.
You got time? Want to do it?
Yeah, let's do this one correctly the first time. Glacial Peak Cryotherapy provides whole-body cryotherapy, which I believe we said, which is the use of ultra-low temperatures for the purpose of quick muscle recovery and medical therapy. The client is placed in a cryosauna for a short duration of 2 to 3 minutes, which lowers the skin surface temperature significantly and stimulates receptors. If you're looking for improved health and fast recovery, cryotherapy is your answer. So big 4th down here for the Fargo Invaders. 4th and about 4. Need to convert here to keep this drive alive, to have any hopes of coming back in this game. Down 2 touchdowns right now. St. Paul pressing on that defense. Penalty flag, and it's going to be a false start on the Invaders. I think that
Is
might
that
have
going to be
been
enough for first down?
No, it's
Oh,
on,
false start for the Invaders.
yeah.
Never mind.
So back them up 5 yards. It'll be 4th and 9.
I got hopeful.
Yes. It looked a little bit like Quan took off just a little bit early before that snap.
Another one of those rookies.
Yeah. But it did look a little bit like both sides are kind of waiting for the penalty to come and kind of figure out what's going on. So we've got a timeout, Fargo. 7:08 remaining in the 4th quarter. St. Paul leads 28-14. Fargo trying to make a comeback here. They do not have a lot of time left to try and make something happen. But they are still out there fighting to the end. Injuries and all.
Here are our cheerleaders down there.
Here are the
getting
cheerleaders
crowd
trying to
into
get the crowd going. As we are past the halfway point of the 4th quarter. You want to do the skill cuts one again because now we have that read? Skill Cuts is a 7-chair barbershop located in Fargo, North Dakota. They specialize in all areas of barbering, including but not limited to ethnic hair, designs, mohawks, fades, tapers, lineups, and much more. Stop in and see them for all your hair questions. That's Skill Cuts.
4th and 9 for the Invaders.
So here's the big 4th down play, 4th and 9. We'll see what the Fargo Invaders draw up for this one. It's like they've got Shaquille Theus right on Constant Jackson, who's been a big target today. Johnson has to roll, steps up in the pocket's got some room, got a lot of running room. Can he get to the first down marker? Get it to block by John Bonney. Gets out at about the 20-yard line. It's enough for a Fargo Invaders first down.
Results in a 4th down conversion. First down for your Invaders.
So 1st and 10 for the Invaders. I think they're marking them at the 21. So 1st and 10 at the 21. Clock running. About 6.5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Johnson rolls to his right looking for somebody. Throws it out. Nobody there. Looking for either Constant Jackson or Kevin Irby. I thought maybe he had another receiver in that area, like Cornell King possibly.
Yeah, Cornell flashed on that slant.
Yep.
I think Javante wanted him to go back and into that corner of the end
Kind
zone.
of do a whip route
Yeah.
there, go in and then come back out. It's kind of a tricky situation. Once your quarterback starts running, you got to kind of just play sandlot football and just make something happen. You got to find an empty space and go towards your quarterback needs you. Pass thrown out. Oh, right off the hand of Cornell King. Had a step on his man, threw it to his outside hand. Unfortunately, he can only get one hand on that.
I know Cornell's been dealing with a groin. I wonder if he was 100% healthy, if he could get underneath that.
It's possible. So 3rd and 10 now for the Invaders. Obviously, this is 4-down territory for the Invaders. They're going to go for it on these next couple plays. You don't have to get all 10 on this play, but you got to get some positive yards to make it easier to convert on 4th down if that comes up.
Yeah, let me get the right play here. 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Irby and King out wide right. Priestley and Bonney wide left. Johnson looking. He's got Cornell King caught inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line. And there's a penalty flag late. We'll see what the penalty flag is for. I'm not sure if it was something related to the hit on King. But unless that penalty is against the Invaders, that should be enough for a Fargo Invaders first down, a 1st and goal even.
Well, I've already got it switched, so it's got to stand as first down.
Personal foul on the Pioneers. That'll be half the distance to the goal, so 1st and goal for the Invaders.
All right.
6:08 remaining. Invaders threatening again. Hayden Zenner checks into the ball game at running back.
1st and goal, Invaders at the 3.
I think the Pioneers are going to key on Hayden Zenner coming into the ball game. Johnson checks the defense. Snap, handoff up the middle to Zenner, nowhere to go, taken down at the 5-yard line. And then Quan Priestley gets body slammed by one of the Pioneer defenders. That does not seem like a normal normal outcome. You don't normally see a guy getting body slammed by one of the defensive backs. Definitely when it comes to the actual game, there's no love lost between these two teams. Although the two teams do have some things in common. They did have a major injury to one of their wide receivers, as we had a major injury to Rajanel Jean-Baptiste. Same weekend. Zenner still in the backfield, trips to the right this time for Johnson. Throws it out to Bonnie, makes a play on it. One-handed catch! Oh my goodness! Nice catch by John Bonnie. Touchdown, Fargo, you betcha! Defender all over him. I'm almost unsure of how they did not call a penalty on that. One-handed catch by John Bonnie. And once again, the legend of John Bonnie grows. Pretty soon he's going to be like Bill Blaschke. I don't know if you saw that skit on Saturday Night Live.
I don't watch TV.
Oh, my gosh. You're no fun. So trying to cut it to a 7-point lead. Out comes Lazante here to attempt the extra point. Low snap. Kick is up. And it is good. So now the score with 5:11 remaining in the game is St. Paul 28, Fargo 21. So now we've got it coming down, a little bit of a barn burner here. It's going to look back at that missed field goal by Lazante here. Could become a major factor in this game. But regardless, the Fargo Invaders defense needs to get the ball back. And they do have... Each team has 2 timeouts remaining. So my expectation would be is that they're going to kick this one deep. I would not want to particularly try and onside kick it right now with that much time remaining. What are your thoughts, Frank?
I think you got to kick it. I think with the momentum on our side, our defense is fired up. I think you got to kick it deep. And again, I'll say it again, Lazan's the best kicker in the league, so you got to send it away.
That's my thoughts too, is to kick it deep and let the defense do their job and get that ball back for you. Fargo Invaders defense they haven't forced a turnover today, so this would be an opportune time to finally do that. So we'll see as we get things going here.
Let's hear it for your Fargo Invaders. Lining up in kick formation.
So 28-21. St. Paul Pioneers dominated the second quarter. Fargo staking its claim here in the fourth quarter with 2 touchdowns themselves. Now it's a 28-21 ball game. Temperature dropping all the way down to 74 after being all the way as high as 90 today. Lazan kicks this one deep. Turn man takes it at the 10. Gets out to his left. Trying to get some blocks. Taken down by Vince Holmes at the 22-yard line. So 5:04 remaining. Look for the Pioneers to try and run the ball and spin the clock here to try and run this game out. So it's up to the Fargo Invaders defense to get a 3-and-out here and get that ball back for that offense, who's finally found their rhythm. So we'll see what the Pioneers do here. McCoy out there joined by Isaiah Sims. Probably be a read option between those two. Sims with the ball, taken down at about the 25-yard line. Gain of about 3. Oh, there I saw lightning in the distance. I don't know what the rules are for that. I don't know how close it has to be to us.
Just don't say anything. Why do you gotta say stuff?
Well, you never know. I'm just saying. If by chance they pause the game due to that, we'll know why the game is paused.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
Thanks for pointing it out.
You're welcome. Clock is running 4:34 and counting. 2nd and 7. Sims and McCoy in the backfield. Time they're going to pass it. Looking out. Under pressure. A lot of pressure coming. Oh, almost picked off once again by Vince Holmes.
Wow.
Could not make it.
Oh, he wanted that.
Yes. He's had a couple chances at a couple interceptions today. McCoy's still down on the field, slow to get up. I would expect that one to be another kind of the wind knocked out kind of deal. I don't know. Their trainer came out. I don't.
Yeah,
does that
so
make
he's
he
got
has
to
to
go
come out
out
for a game for a play?
Yes, he does. At least by rule. Let's see what they force him to do or not.
It doesn't look like they're forcing him to come out. Yeah, they're gonna have to take a timeout if they want to keep him in the game. So unfortunately,
Third and 7 at the 25.
and nothing happened. So McCoy is allowed to stay in the game even though he went down and the trainer came out to check on him. So 3rd and 7, McCoy looking to pass, passes it out, pass is complete to Justin Miles. First down, stops the clock briefly with 4:15 to go.
First down at the 35.
Invaders had their chance to get the ball back on that 3rd down to try and force him to punt. Fortunately, McCoy with plenty of time was able to find his receiver and get the first down. Keep the ball, keep the clock rolling. 4:08 on the clock. Hand off to Sims up the middle. Nowhere to go that time. Gains maybe a yard.
Gain of 1. Brings up
2nd and 9. Under 4 minutes now. Invaders trying to get the ball back to try and complete the comeback. But unfortunately, they've got to get the ball, and they've got to get it quickly. We're at about the 3.5 minute mark as the McCoy lets the clock run. Trying to throw this one out deep. Pass is incomplete. Intended for Miles.
Brings up 3rd down.
Tried kind of the double move there, kind of a stop and go. Trying to get past Joey Eggert and Johnny Ware out there.
I think Johnny might have got away with a hold there.
Possible.
It's close. Little hand check in.
It wasn't called, so it's all good.
It's all good. It's illegal till you get caught.
So 3rd down once again, 3rd and 8 for the Pioneers. Invaders in desperate need of a stop. 3:27 to go. So we'll see if they try and pass for the first down once again or if they're content to run it and keep the clock moving. McCoy rolling to his right. Pass is caught. Complete for a first down. Out to DeJounte Sky. McCoy with enough time rolling out to his right, finding his quarterback for a first down. So 1st and 10 now for the Pioneers. 3:21 remaining. Pioneers have kind of been run, and then pass for the first down on this drive, just trying to salt this one away. Handoff up the middle to Sims, push backwards and take it down to the backfield. Big loss of about 5 on that play. Clock is stopped by the Fargo Invaders. That's their 2nd timeout. So 3:14 on the clock. 28-21 is your score. 2nd and about 13 it looks like. Fargo 3-2. What the heck is he saying? 3:18 I believe is what he said. No, 3:17. 3:17 on the clock is adjusted. Invaders have 1 timeout left. Need to force St. Paul to give them the ball back. I would not be opposed at a strip, fumble, recovery for a touchdown by the Invaders. I would not be opposed to that.
Where's Big Worm?
In the middle of the field.
Let's make it happen.
Anything to get that score, to get that game tied up.
He's got a shorter distance to run it all the way back now.
Exactly. He wouldn't get all cramped up.
That's right.
One of the most amazing plays of the season last year happened in this game against St. Paul. Different game, different outcome this time. 28-21, 2nd and long for the Pioneers. Invaders with only 1 timeout left. Got to wonder if they're just going to run the ball a few times here and get as little time left as possible. McCoy looks to pass it. Pass incomplete, brings up 3rd and long now. Tried to swing that one out to Kalkorf. Cannot make the catch. That brings up 3rd and long with 3:14 on the clock. So only 3 seconds run off the clock there. Fargo Invaders need to stop here. Fargo makes a quick change in their personnel. Alexander comes on for DeAndre Gillens. McCoy looking to pass. Pressure by Gordon. And they bring him down at the 36-yard line, forcing 4th down. Coach Lundgren signaling for a timeout. They finally give it to him with 3:01 remaining. Invaders' last timeout, 3:01 remaining. The Invaders set to get the ball back. Jeremy Gordon looked like he was going to get through and get past that lineman to come from behind and strip that ball away from McCoy. Unfortunately, he was not able to do that, but they did get the sack, forcing a punt. So we'll see if the Invaders can put some pressure on that punter. Key here is if you do attempt the block, that you do not rough the kicker. You do not want to give them an automatic first down.
In fact, I think you don't even rush the kicker. You let him kick.
Josh Gatling is back deep to return this punt.
Especially with Josh back there.
Brandon Hafferman back to kick this one away. So some excitement brewing here. 3:03 on the clock is what they set it as. Yeah, got a couple extra seconds, it looks like. Ooh, almost got a hand on that one. So ball is down at the 37-yard line. So Fargo ball, 1st and 10, 2:56 remaining at their own 37-yard line. Let's see if the Invaders got a little magic left in them to try and complete this comeback. Dug themselves a big hole today in that second quarter. Second half has been kind of back and forth. Both teams had drives in the third quarter amounted to no points. And now the Invaders have got a couple touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Now they're in desperate need of another big play for another touchdown to try and get this thing tied up. We'll see what Javonte Johnson and the offense can do. Priestley and King out wide right. Constant Jackson and John Bowney wide left. Johnson with the fake. Pass quick out to Quan Priestley over the middle. Still going. Gets into St. Paul Pioneers territory at the 45-yard line. First down. Nice slant pattern to Quan Priestley. Quan is the guy that you get him the ball, he makes things happen. 2:38 and counting here in the fourth quarter. The Invaders get set for their next play. Oh, pass intended for Quan Priestley. Unable to get the handle on that one. So 2nd and 10, 2:24 remaining. Invaders trailing by 7. Need the score to get this game tied up. So Johnson gets everybody set. Snap. Got some time, got to roll to his right. Makes a man miss, still going. Gonna run out of bounds. Looks like no gain on that play. So 3rd and 10. Invaders got 2 more plays to get this first down and keep their hopes alive of making a historic comeback. 2:17 remaining in the game. Zenner checks in for Brandon Jones. Still plenty of time on the play clock as the Invaders get set to run their play.
Got to believe he's a better pass protector in the situation.
Blitz up the middle. Johnson rolling right. Pass incomplete. Intended for Cornell King. Difficult pass there by Johnson, rolling to his right, feeling the pressure. So 4th down and 10 for the Invaders. The chances of coming back hinge on this play right here. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go in the 4th. St. Paul trying to hold on after creating a 21-point lead against the Invaders in the second quarter. So 4th and 10, got to make something happen. Pressure up the middle, swings out to Kevin Irby. Kevin Irby's got to run this one. Gets taken out of bounds, will come up short. Looked like they threw that pass out to Kevin Irby like he almost wanted to throw that himself, but it was a forward pass, so I don't think that was going to be eligible to do that anyway. So that's a turnover on downs for the Invaders, and it looks like their comeback is going to come up a bit short unless something crazy happens. 2:06 remaining. The Pioneers will run this play, then we'll stop at the 2-minute warning, and then Fargo has no way to stop the clock. The Pioneers can probably take a knee and take up most of the time left in this game. Brazel on the carry, taken down at the 45-yard line. Gain of about 4, so it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Pioneers, and we've got the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in today's games, folks. As I said, next week the Fargo Invaders return to the road and head down to La Crosse, Wisconsin to take on the River City Rough Riders in an NEFL matchup, which will be important for both teams. Because I do believe both teams are coming off a loss this weekend, if the score stands, I should say. Don't want to put a loss on us before we have to. Rough Riders actually got a win today per the scoreboard. Looks like they may have gotten a forfeit. So once again, scores around the league. Minneapolis beats Fox Valley 28-17. Sioux City takes care of Hudson 40-0. St. Paul is leading right now 28-21. The Rough Riders got a forfeit over Granite City, it appears. And it looks like the Northland Bulls are leading the Vipers 21-0 last time the score updated. That was at halftime? Oh, now the Northland Bulls are leading 42-0, according to the website. Handoff to Brazel. Nowhere to go. Hit and taken down. Clock will continue running for the Pioneers. So 3rd down, minute 46 and counting. Depends on when they get that ball spotted to get the play clock going. Play clock has started now, minute 36 and counting. This will bring it down to about 1:10 before they got to take a snap. I guess I would almost expect them to take a knee right here, possibly. Think?
I think I'd just run it. I mean, 1st down ends the game. So.
That's very true. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. McCoy letting the clock run. Snap, handoff to Sims this time. Hit. Ball to almost stripped out there.
Very close.
Trying to get that ball back. So 4th down, clock at a minute. Trying to hurry up and see if the referees can get that ball spotted and get the play clock running. So the clock will go down to 24 seconds before they have to take a snap. The Invaders would kind of need a miracle right here. We'll see what the Pioneers want to do, if they want to call a timeout or if they're going to let it run down and take the penalty and then send out the punting team, or if they'll just take a snap and run it backwards out of the end zone, get the win that way. Clock is stopped. Timeout called by St. Paul. 25 seconds remain, 4th down for the Pioneers. I know in some situations like that, if you've got a lead, a 7-point lead like this, and there's little time left, you might just let it go out of the back of the end zone, but they're clear out at midfield, so I'm not sure what they're going to intend to do, if they're going to just try and run the ball and get a first down and end it, or if they'll punt it.
I think I'd punt it. I mean,
looks like
even a 20-yard punt puts us on the 30.
Yep. Here comes the punting unit for the St. Paul Pioneers. We'll see if the Invaders can get a block on this one, because the Invaders are going to need a punt block for a touchdown or return for a touchdown, because they've only got 25 seconds to go in the game, and they need a lot of help to make this play work. So fourth down. Referee wants to play clock reset. Here's the snap, and the kick is away, and it's going to drop down inside the 25, down at the 20. So 14 seconds remain. Invaders need to hit on an 80-yard touchdown play right now. So if you're saying any prayers for the Fargo Invaders, now's the time to try really hard about that and see if they'll be answered. I don't know what else to say, buddy.
No, there's not a whole lot to say. I'm curious to see which wide receiver set comes out. We've got a bunch of wide receivers injured. They had Gatlin out earlier. Do you put him back out? He's a playmaker.
Yeah, I would probably put Gatling out there, Jackson, Irby, Bounty. I'd put them all out there, and I'd even put Quan Priestley out there.
Yeah, I would too.
But I think they're going to have Zenner in the backfield to help with the pass protection. So trips to the left, Constant Jackson wide to the right. Invaders needing a miracle here. Johnson rolling, going to throw it deep. Oh, off the hand of Constant Jackson.
Man.
Beat his man deep. Woo! Got one hand on it, but it was just out too far.
Half a step too far. Wow.
Constant Jackson, one of the fastest guys on our team, did get the step behind the defense. Unfortunately, could not come up with the catch. If he would have been able to come down with that, he was gone for 6. So one more play, unless it's a quick one. We might have 2, but Invaders down to probably their last play. You got to hit all the way on an 80-yard touchdown play to try and tie this game up. 28-21 here in Fargo, North Dakota today. Seconds remain in this game between these two powerhouses in the NEFL. Johnson throws it out to John Bonney, gets out of bounds, stops the clock with 3 seconds to go. Gets about 8 on that play. So now they're only 72 yards away.
That's it, just 72 yards.
So now we need a 72-yard touchdown, or maybe a few pass interference, penalties, defensive holding, something to extend the game. So this is it. This is all the time left on the clock. They reset it to 3 seconds. Johnson back to pass, under pressure. Breaks a tackle, throws it out. Tries to go deep to John Bounty. Oh, threw his hands into triple coverage, and that's how it ends, folks. Your final today from Fargo, North Dakota. The St. Paul Pioneers are the first team to come to Fargo and get a win. They beat the Fargo Invaders 28-21 thanks to a strong second quarter against your Fargo Invaders. So that drops the Fargo Invaders to 3-2 on the season. Put it on the scoreboard. So we will be back to Fargo on June 30th, but they hit the road next weekend to take on the River City Rough Riders down in La Crosse, Wisconsin, in an increasingly important game for the Invaders for playoff positioning.
Implications, right?
Down the stretch. After that, they've got some other games that they are going to be heavy favorites in. So an unfortunate turn of events today for the Fargo Invaders. They did make a showing here in the second half, especially in that fourth quarter, but 28 points in one quarter given up by the defense. That's not an easy task to overcome.
No, we really are, whether it's that Sioux City game or this game, we really are our own worst enemy, for sure.
Mm-hmm. So if I can pull up some stats here from the final score and give you guys a little bit of the stats of today's game. Obviously, today's probably most valuable player was St. Paul's Cleveland McCoy. Cleveland McCoy finishes the day 19 of 29 for 218 yards and a touchdown. But in addition to that, he had 10 carries for 64 yards and a touchdown. Isaiah Sims had 16 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown, and Herschel Brazel added 9 carries for 58 yards and a touchdown. The Pioneers were led in receiving by Cyrus Elliott, who had 7 catches for 61 yards. DeJounte Sky also had 4 catches for 61 yards. In total, they had 218 yards receiving. Defensively for the Pioneers, they were led by Steve Robinson, had 6 total tackles. Mike Jubrian had 4, and Caleb Hulls had 4. They had 2 interceptions as a team, and they had 2 sacks on Javante during the game. Fargo Invaders' offense was led by Javante Johnson, who ends up 17 of 42 on the day for 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. The Fargo Invaders' rushing game struggled a little bit once again, almost got to 100 yards today. Javante Johnson, 7 carries for 70 yards, led the way for the Invaders. C.T. Davis, Constant Jackson, Brandon Jones, and Hayden Zenner and Quan Priestley all had carries as well. The Invaders' receiving was led today by a combo of John Bowney and Constant Jackson. John Bowney had 6 catches for 122 yards and a touchdown, and Constant Jackson had 4 carries for 104 yards and a touchdown. I should also point out Javante Johnson also had a rushing touchdown. The Invaders' defense was led by a combo of Joey Eggert and Jameis Neal. Each had 8 tackles today. Johnny Ware had 6, and Stephen Othello had 5. Cornelius Wallow and Anthony Antonio each had 7 tackles as well. No interceptions, 1 forced fumble by the defense. And that's about all she wrote, folks. So once again, the Fargo Invaders take to the road next week, and they go against the River City Rough Riders. So let me see if I can update the standings here for everyone at home. As we struggle through this. All right, so standings. Sioux City improves to 3-0 in the league today. St. Paul goes to, should be 3-0 in the league, I believe. Fargo Invaders dropped to 2-2 in the league. Minneapolis goes to 3-1. Fox Valley, I believe, lost. They dropped to 2-1. Why is this not updated, Franco? Can you even help me through that? Why that page is not updated? You should really be more helpful, you know that?
I should be.
Maybe I can find the updated power rankings. Regardless, tough game for the Fargo Invaders to lose today. We avoided any kind of bad weather, got out of the heat eventually in the second half. We're already down to 73 degrees, so the temperatures dropped significantly. However, Fargo Invaders come up short. Got a number of injuries that they suffered throughout the day, but overall it looks like the only one that seems to be maybe a little bit time-consuming is the injury to Landon Moline with a separated shoulder. The other one seemed to be hopefully back within a couple weeks, so we'll have to wait and see on that. St. Paul travels well today. They get the 28-21 victory. Franco, any other thoughts you have about today's game before we get out of here and let the people go back about their evenings?
I'd like to have that one over.
Yeah.
That second quarter was just really devastating. We just really could not do anything in that quarter. So that's go back to the drawing board on that one.
That quick passing attack really affected the team. Some of the outside linebackers for the Invaders kind of played a little too far off those receivers, allowed them some room to catch and run. And once they got rolling, and then you had some missed tackles on some rushing attempts, and it just kind of snowballed out of control in that second quarter. It gave up 28 points. All 28 points from the Pioneers happened in that second quarter. But Fargo still remains at 3-2 overall with 5 games remaining in the season. Still a chance to finish the season strong over these next 5 games and try and get a home playoff game. Unfortunately, now you're going to be behind Sioux City and you're going to be behind St. Paul. You've got that win over Minneapolis, which is helpful. So you got to still try and work for that number 3 seed and get that home field advantage in that opening round playoff game, because you're going to need some help from St. Paul and Sioux City to maybe beat each other up or something to try and get a first or second seed.
That's right.
And I know we're halfway through the season. I'm already talking playoffs, but there's a power 4 teams in this league between Minneapolis, Fargo, St. Paul, and Sioux City. Those are the 4 elite of the elite league. So it's important to keep an eye on those guys. And now what Fargo has to do is they have to bounce back next week in Wisconsin. They can't have any letdown there. Can't have a second quarter like today down there against that River City Rough Riders team that likes to throw the ball around a lot.
They do, and that's what I was just going to say, is they're going to throw the ball on us. So it'll be interesting to see how we come back.
Absolutely. We want to thank George Juice Hall for stopping by the booth before the game got started today. We want to thank all of our sponsors today. If I can get back to my email here. Our sponsors, Moorhead Massage and Wellness Center. Please go check out those guys if you need massages or wellness. Funny, right?
Or all the above.
Exactly. Dr. Mark Vane at Fargo Spine and Rehab. Wear repair for your computer needs. Discovery Benefits if you need some benefits discovered. Ottertail Mid Dakota coaches will be in charge of getting us to our next game in La Crosse, Wisconsin. TailgateMaster.com for all your barbecuing needs. Go to tailgatemaster.com. Fargo Chair Rentals if you need to obviously rent chairs. Glacial Peak Cryotherapy if you want to get recovered from your daily or weekend warrior type activities. Skill Cuts if you need any haircuts, and obviously Microsoft is always kind of a sponsor of ours as well. So anything you want to say? You want to tell everybody goodbye?
Canadian Grand Prix tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari qualified in pole position today. So I have that to look forward to for the rest of the weekend.
I'm so happy for you. So on behalf of Matthew F1 Franco and the rest of the Fargo Invaders organization, this is Jay Stenman. You've been watching Fargo Invaders football on the Fargo Invaders Radio and Entertainment Network, and we will see you next week. Yeah, you betcha.